So, I didn't talk to the camera at all last week. I didn't do much last week. Mostly because, I think as I said in the video, but like in text form, I just went to the library a lot and I haven't quite got comfortable with the idea of filming outdoors, but in terms of like, you know, propping up a tripod in public and filming there. Like I managed to do it a couple of weeks ago in a Starbucks, but that's because I found like a little corner of Starbucks where, you know, I was like down a little almost like alleyway so no one could see me, so I felt a bit more comfortable doing it that way. But out in the open in a library, less so, because the bit I filmed in the library was literally my camera sort of just like propped on my laptop so that people walking past couldn't see that I had a camera pointed at myself. So, this week, I am meeting a friend this week. I'm not gonna film that, obviously, but I haven't seen her for ages, so that'll be good. What else? I've got no other appointments this week, but I do have to go shopping later today because we have no milk. And we are a British household and we need cups of tea. And for that we need milk. But I'm also wondering, since I stopped drinking coffee for ages, I've gotten over the withdrawal and I still feel the same as when I stopped drinking coffee in terms of like anxiety levels, hand shakiness, etc. If I'm allowed to start drinking it again. I'm due another doctor's appointment, so I'm definitely going to ask. I'm going to be like, right, so I did this thing that you told me to do, and I did nothing. Can I go back to doing it? Because I kind of enjoyed it, and decaf doesn't taste as nice. Like I tried to like it, and I even have syrups and stuff for it, but it also just smells really weird. Like it smells like something's been removed from it, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So, but until then I will obviously keep drinking the decaf. Though I have said to myself that, you know, like if I am going out with friends or anything like that, I'm allowed one fancy coffee every now and again. Just to vibe with. And I've discovered that it's not too bad if I take forever to drink it. So, which isn't too hard for me, because I literally take forever to drink anything. Food, I inhale instantly. Drinks? They take hours. I literally remember being in a cafe with a mate and I was taking so long to drink my coffee, she started reading her book. Literally sat across from me, started reading her book because I was taking forever with my drink. All my drinks are cold by the time I finish them. And any cold drinks are lukewarm by the time I finish them. But yeah, I will try and do a bit more filming this week. And even if I do go into the library, I will try and feel a bit more comfortable. I think maybe asking one of the librarians if I'm allowed to might make me feel a bit more comfortable, because if I feel like I'm not in the way or I'm not making other people uncomfortable, I think I'll feel more like I'm allowed to do that. Like if I have the confirmation that it is allowed, I'll feel less on edge, I think. Maybe. But that's a bloody awkward conversation to have, so that might take a while to build up to. So that might happen this week, that might happen next week, I don't know. But yeah, we will see. We will see how this week goes. And it's also weird because I am using an actual camera this time. Because I usually use my phone to film, but the little toggle thing that I slipped my phone into broke. So all I have is like the pin that you like attach an actual formal camera to. So I'm literally called, like, I literally get called Captain Heavy Hands, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that a flimsy £5 tripod was quite easy to break. I'm not proud of it, but I should have expected it. Anyway, moving on. So this is the book that I am currently reading. I am only, like a chapter in, but in my defense, that's because I started it at about 1 AM. Also, look how young he looks. This is quite amusing to me. I simply say it because I have watched him on TV since then, and he is a bit older now. But yeah, I have read his book on the universe, and so I think it was actually both of them again in that one. I'm not entirely sure. The book's at my mother's house. But yeah, I like reading space books, and I especially like it when it explains maths without tons and tons of equations that don't explain themselves. So it should be good. So I was saying about how I was like, oh, it's okay, I can just use my camera with it. My boyfriend literally just had to plier the little, like, twiddly thing out of the top of this because it snapped off. So guess who needs to buy a new tripod? It's this guy. I'm clumsy, but I swear I'm not that bad. Most of the time. Mostly it's just like packages, not, equipment. Like, to be fair, this wasn't expensive equipment. Like, I think this was like a £5, but maybe I should buy a bit more of an expensive one. But I don't like spending money. Unless it's on books and stationery. Or food. But like good food, not groceries, like fancy food. Well, I mean not fancy, but like noodles and snacks. Anyway, so now I've got to figure out how I film the rest of my week. I'll probably have to go into town and get a cheap one, and then kind of as like a bridge, and then buy like a better one online and just use the second cheap one as like an intermediate slash spare one if I ever lose the other one, etc. just been out shopping, and I actually only went for this because as I said previously, I broke my other one. But while I was there, I actually picked up some books because I have zero self-control. So I got H.G. Wells' The Time Machine because I've read War of the Worlds, loved it, and I also got the same like cover, like the Penguin Classics, because obviously there's a bunch of different types, but I have the Penguin Classics of War of the Worlds, so I got the same edition of The Time Machine, so that should be a fun read. I also got Jules Verne, who is another one of my faves, Around the World in 80 Days. I have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but I'd read this at school, not as a lesson, but just, you know, from the library. And then the last one is this one, which I don't know anything about, but I've read the blurb, I read a little bit of it, and I kind of have wanted it for a while, but I couldn't find it for a bit. But I found it again, and so I bought it before I lost it again. So, all of that when I only went for that. I have self-control.